Now from Christmas 2019 in Switzerland to Easter, what we really read today, Matthew chapter 28, after Jesus rose from the dead. We read from verse 11 today till the end, verse 20, and that will be close to reading of Matthew's Gospel. You can read in Arabic, in Urdu, in Amharic, in any language you like. It's the same, based on the same Greek original text, and it's a mid-1st century record. It's not made up by the church, but by the historian and by the tax collector Matthew, who was writing down exactly what he has seen and what he experienced. So from verse 11, this is me, Stefan Hegel, and I read with you from Switzerland, and I really enjoyed reading this year through Matthew's Gospel, and I must say I'm sad it's the last few verses we're reading together, but let's read. The women were on their way. Some of the guards went into the city. They reported to the chief priests all that had happened. Look, even the guards. Verse 12, when the chief priests met with the elders, they came up with a plan. They gave the soldiers a large amount of money. Again, they gave money. They told the soldiers, we want you to say, his disciples came during the night. Look, it's the money they got. They stole his body while we were sleeping. If the governor hears this report, we will pay him off. So they want to pay him a bribe. That will keep you out of trouble. So Matthew was acquainted with bribery system and how the power money has. But in this gospel we have seen that Jesus has much more power without money. And he confronts those people who love money too much, including Judas Iscariot, including those who brought the coin, the Pharisees, and all the corrupt people of the time. Now, so the soldiers, they took the money. We read in verse 15 that they took the money and did as they were told. This story has spread all around among the Jews to this very day. You know, to this very day, in politics, in world politics, all over the world, people who love money, they devise corrupt schemes, and then they have to lie to people, tell a story which people believe, so they could keep their position of honor and their position to earn more illegal money from big companies and from governments. Look, just as the soldiers did, the Roman soldiers, the Jews gave them the money. Now, verse 16, just as the women were promised, it says the 11 disciples went to Galilee. Why 11 disciples? Because Judas Iscariot hanged himself. He was dead. So one less. 11 disciples, they went to Galilee, which was quite in the north of the country. So it took them not just hours, but days to reach there. So they went to the mountain where Jesus had told them to go. When they saw him, they worshipped him. But still they had doubts. They doubted, is Jesus really the one he said he was? And is he now to restore the kingdom and he will take his seat as a king of Israel? Or where is he? Is he actually coming? And what is with us now? What is his plan with us? Let's read on. When they saw him, they worshipped him. The Jews who believed in one God, they worshipped Jesus. How is this explainable? They would not worship simply a prophet. They've been with him 3 years. Why would they worship Jesus? Were they all in a mistake? They were Jews. They believed in the Messiah, but they knew that the Messiah would come from heaven. And the Messiah, to be truly Messiah, truly pure, could not just be a human being, but he was indeed God himself. And that's how Jesus was worshipped, and Jesus never refused the worship. Look, but some still had their doubts. They were doubting Is Jesus really the one he said he is? Some they were doubting, but they worshipped. They started to worship him as God. Verse 18 it says, when Jesus came to them, he said, all authority is given to me, Jesus said, in heaven and on earth. And then he told them, so you must go now and make disciples. A disciple is a follower of Jesus Christ. You must make disciples, a shagirt, a learner of Jesus Christ. Baptize them in the name of the Father, Jesus says, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit. So here we have the formula, not just the formula of baptizing, but actually that the Father is God, the Son is God, and the Holy Spirit is equally God. They are very different from any human being. And then verse 20, Jesus says, teach them to hold on to, or to keep, to obey everything I have commanded you, and you can be sure that I am always with you to the very end. And this concludes the reading of Matthew chapter 28. All nations, Jesus is now Messiah, enthroned with power over the earth. The good news is for everyone, not just for the Jews. That's for you and me. That's just as Isaiah prophesied in the Old Testament. And since Jesus rose from the dead and he proved that he is God, all nations should worship him. And this is not just for Christmas, but for every day of the year.